Rarity peered through the costume shop's half-open door. "Hello? Is any pony there?" She gently rapped a front hoof on the doorframe. When no one responded, she trotted inside. The shop was well stocked with both raw materials and completed ensembles for every taste, assuming that those tastes tended towards the spooky and macabre, of course. The shelves and racks were heavy with clothes and fabrics in every color of the graveyard, and every pattern from spider web to bats. The main room was dimly lit by a pair of flickering wrought iron chandeliers. A crudely stitched fashion dummy, wearing a simple earth-toned dress, sat limply on a chair in the back corner. "Not much for a Sunday brunch at the country club," mused Rarity. "But for Nightmare Night?" She giggled, a self-satisfied giggle. "Oh, I'm going to be the envy of every pony." She magicked up a few bolts of assorted fabric. "That Jack, such a helpful king!" At Rarity's mental command, the hovering cloth split into smooth-edged shapes. "And that voice!" Rarity shivered with delight. "You should hear him sing." Rarity yelped in surprise and turned back. The bolts of cloth tumbled to the floor. The fashion dummy, more of a rag doll, Rarity now noted, was standing up on its own and looking down at her with wide, friendly eyes. "Oh, I beg your pardon," said Rarity as a faint blush colored the bridge of her nose. "I thought no pony was here." The doll bit her lower lip. "Sorry about that. I was sewing some socks and I must have fallen asleep. I'm Sally." She offered Rarity a hand. "Rarity." The white unicorn held out a front hoof. Sally shook it. "I didn't mean to impose. Jack said I'd be able to finish my costume here." Sally gasped in horror and covered her mouth with a hand. "No costume? Oh dear, of course you can work here." Rarity smiled. "Splendid! Now, I don't suppose you have a ponyquin or a clothes horse around here, do you? Something I can build my dress on?" "Well, I have dummies, but they're really more for folks like me." Sally's eyes brightened. "No, wait!" She jogged over to the store's back door and went out into the back lot. She returned a moment later, leading a skeletal reindeer by its bridle. The undead construct regarded Rarity passively with its empty eye sockets. "My creator built a team of these for one of Jack's less well-thought-out ideas," said Sally. "This one was left over, and I couldn't bear to see it dismantled, so I kept it." Rarity forced her disgusted grimace into a smile. "Oh, that's perfect," she said through clenched teeth. "I'll get right to work." "Aha!" said Twilight, pointing her magic staff down the road. "A town! We'll be able to find out more about our quest there." The robed unicorn continued to take the lead. Pinkie Pie the chicken walked along at her side, and Applejack the scarecrow and Fluttershy the tree brought up the rear. "So it's a quest now?" said Applejack doubtfully.
"Well, we are trying to find Rarity and Rainbow Dash,"
suggested Fluttershy.
"And if any pony we know could be called a damsel, it's Rarity."
"Precisely," agreed Twilight cheerfully. Ahead, something shiny deep in a thicket caught Pinkie Pie's attention. She squawked curiously and stuck her head into the underbrush. When she pulled free, her companions shared a shocked gasp. "Bagak!" she crowed triumphantly.
"Look, every pony! I found a ticket to something!"
The leather-winged mask covering Pinkie's eyes shifted slightly. Its gleaming red eyes narrowed menacingly, and it bared a daunting array of needle-sharp fangs. Twilight tipped her hat to reveal her horn, and then used the crystal topping her staff as a focusing lens for a narrow beam of battle magic. With a bright flash and a burst of smoke, the ticket shrieked and flew away, trailing smoke from its flaming rear end. Pinkie blinked the soot out of her eyes. "Aw," she said.
"What'd you do that?"
"Shoot! Why'd you think she did that? It was a huge black tie-afar. Snooty and stuffy. Not your style at all."
"Oh, phew! Thanks, Twilight. You're a lifesaver."
Applejack shook her head in disbelief, but a moment later, her features twisted into consternation. She turned to Pinkie Pie. "Hey now, wait a minute. You can still talk?" "Well, duh," said Pinkie Pie. I'm not a mime, I'm a chicken! Bagak! Applejack's eyes narrowed. After a long, silent stare at her pink friend, she sighed and muttered, "Let's just go on with it." "Woo!" Pink exclaimed. "Adventure!" "That's the spirit," said Twilight.
Rescuing our pony pals? Sounds pretty scary.
Focus, gals! We can't fail if we're together, four of a kind!
Birds of a feather, now and forever! La 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 la. Rescue our pony pals, step back through the door. We will go happily and celebrate some more.
First we'll find the monster's lair and charge forth in a big stampede. Once we save the damsels, we will check the loot and need or greed. Wait, you say there's monsters here. There might as well be none to fear. Simple search around these parts could end this search before it starts.
Rescue our pony pals, search high and low. Make sure that they're safe and sound, and home we will go. Searching that is way less fun than getting monster hunting done. Why, I bet there's monsters everywhere. That Fluttershy can stare. What if we write some letters all about our quest and then go back home and wait for answers? Safety first, it works for me.
Don't be silly. Think now, if some pony else finds Rarity, they will get the credit, and then we'll miss out on sweet XP.
Rescue our pony pals, dash to Rarity. Finish off the module with great celerity. Because our Princess Luna's holding back the morning light.
If we don't get back soon, it will mean eternal night.
They'll be so pleased when we get back that they'll make us a yummy snack.
I bet they'll bake an apple pie. This wide and twice as high. We're intrepid heroes and we serve without a fret. We got sucked through a pumpkin and went to Creepy Town.
I wish this place wasn't so grim.
It's not scary. Watch that lamb.
Sorry.
It's okay. Every pony, look up there. This sign says this town's Halloween. We'll ask around from door to door to find out what these folks have seen. And if they know our pony pals are diligently adventuring, we'll come to an end at last. And all will hail our victory.
Rescue our pony pals, that's a noble task. We will help any pony, you just have to ask. Rescue our pony pals, we're sure they'll be fine. It's a second spot, we will cross the finish line. Rescue our pony pals, they won't be alone. Elements of harmony look after their own.
Zagora kicked a few more pieces of wood into the fire, heating the black iron cauldron on the street in front of Sugar Cube Corner, and then cautiously smelled the bubbling mixture she prepared. She jerked back after only a tiny sniff. Lo! This mixture packs a mighty kick. I hope that it will do the trick. Spike hopped up and down, trying to get a peek over the lip of the cauldron. What's the brew for, Zagora? Are you going to put on another show? Or is it some kind of, Spike yawned. His hopping slowed down and he flopped down on his back. A moment later, he was snoring. Zagora chuckled. It will keep the ponies going strong in case Miss Sparkle takes too long. She picked up a ladle in her teeth and scooped up some of the dark liquid. She gently pushed on Spike's tail with a front hoof. His jaw unhinged, and Zagora poured the potion down his throat. An instant later, Spike's eyes snapped open. He leapt back to his feet and started jogging in place. Oh, well, Zagora, this stuff's great. I feel all awake now. Thanks. Hey, I think I'm gonna go have some more kitty. Goodbye. Spike streaked away at triple his usual speed. A most clever idea, wise maiden of Pundamilla, said Luna, dropping down out of the black sky like a bird of prey. Thy hedge magic has served Twilight Sparkle and her companions well in the past. Luna trotted over to the cauldron. However, searching an entire world may take longer than thy potions can last. This calls for true magic! Luna ignited her horn and focused on the boiling brew. Its bubbling intensified, and it took on a dim glow like the same shade as Luna's deep blue magic. Zagora eyed the supercharged potion warily. Your Majesty, do you think that it is safe for them to drink? Luna spread her wings, her eyes blazed white hot. Dost thou doubt our magical prowess? The zebra stood her ground. I would never so rudely presume, O Princess of Darkness and Gloom. She gave a curt half-bow. But spells can sometimes lead to trouble, and mixing spells can make it double. Their concerns are duly noted, replied Luna before taking to the air. Attention, citizens! Festive punch is served! Come enjoy some now! After a short pause, she added, That is not a request!